Imagine this, a volcano that's been silent for 12,000 years, lying dormant and forgotten, suddenly roaring back to life in a single, earth-shaking moment. It's the kind of event that makes you realize just how unpredictable and powerful our planet really is. Sounds like something straight out of a disaster movie, right? The kind of thing you'd expect to see in a Hollywood blockbuster, with special effects and dramatic music. But this isn't fiction. This just happened in northeastern Ethiopia, where the Hayli Gubbi Volcano, after 12,000 years of silence, erupted in spectacular and totally unexpected fashion. The eruption was so sudden and so intense that it caught even the most seasoned scientists off guard. Stick around as I break down just how massive this eruption was, the shockwaves it sent across the globe, and what it could mean for the people, animals, and even the climate in the region. We'll look at the science, the human stories, and the wild ripple effects of this ancient giant waking up. Let's get into it. This is one story you don't want to miss. So, what actually went down? How does a volcano go from total silence to headline news overnight? Picture the Afar region, a rugged, otherworldly landscape about 500 miles northeast of Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. It's a place of extremes, searing heat, jagged rocks, and vast empty plains that look more like the surface of Mars than anywhere else on Earth. That's where Hayli Gubbi sits, mostly ignored for the past 12,000 years. Locals and scientists alike barely gave it a second thought, since it hadn't shown any signs of life in recorded history. But on November 23, 2025, everything changed. In the dead of night, the ground trembled, and a deep rumble echoed across the desert. Within minutes, the sky was lit up by a fiery display that could be seen for miles. With no historical eruptions in the Holocene era, basically since humans started farming and building cities, Hayli Gubbi wasn't even on most geologists' radar as a threat. It was considered a sleeping giant, a relic of a much older world. Then, out of nowhere, boom! The volcano erupted, launching ash and smoke up to 9 miles high. The force of the eruption was so powerful, it sent shockwaves through the earth and the atmosphere. These giant plumes were so massive they rode the jet stream east, darkening skies thousands of miles away. Imagine waking up in a different country and seeing the sun blotted out by ash from a volcano you've never even heard of. But why is this such a big deal? Why did this eruption make headlines around the world and send scientists scrambling for answers? First off, location, location, location. Hayli Gubbi sits right on the East African Rift, where two giant tectonic plates are literally pulling apart. That means it's a hotspot for geological drama, a place where the Earth's crust is constantly under stress and change. This region is like a natural laboratory for studying how continents split and new oceans are born. Normally, scientists look for patterns in a volcano's history to predict eruptions, but with Hayli Gubbi there were no records, so this was a complete surprise. It's a reminder that even with all our technology, nature can still catch us off guard, and the ash didn't just blanket the region, it drifted over Yemen, Oman, even as far as India and northern Pakistan. Flights were cancelled, and millions of people found themselves under a strange, darkened sky. Air traffic was thrown into chaos. Airports scrambled to reroute planes, and travelers were left stranded, all because of a volcano that had been silent for longer than most civilizations have existed. One quiet volcano, suddenly making itself felt around the world. The ripple effects of this eruption were global, reminding us how interconnected our planet really is. Now, let's talk about people and the planet. What happens when a community wakes up to a disaster that no one saw coming? The good news? So far, there have been no reported deaths. Emergency workers acted fast, and local communities pulled together to keep everyone safe. Local officials say villagers and their livestock survived the initial blast. People evacuated quickly, and herders managed to move their animals out of harm's way. But the aftermath is tough. Ash blanketed entire villages, and herders found their animals struggling to find food in a gray, ash-covered landscape. The air was thick with dust and the ground was coated in a layer of fine, gritty ash. Imagine waking up to what looks like a snowstorm, only it's volcanic ash. Everything is coated in gray, and every breath feels heavy. One local said it sounded like a sudden bomb going off, pretty terrifying. The shock and confusion were immediate, with people scrambling to understand what was happening, and even though everyone's okay for now, the risks aren't over. Ash can ruin crops, disrupt grazing, impact wildlife habitats, and cause serious breathing problems. The long-term effects could last for months or even years as the community works to recover. Here's the wildest part. This volcano slept through the entire rise of civilization. It was dormant while empires rose and fell, and while humanity made incredible leaps in science and technology. From ancient Egypt to the Roman Empire, through the Renaissance, all the way to TikTok and electric cars, Hayli Gubbi was totally silent. It's almost as if the volcano was waiting for the perfect moment to remind us of its existence. And then in 2025, it reminded us just how unpredictable nature can be. No matter how much we think we know, there's always more to learn, and more surprises waiting beneath the surface. Seriously, it's kind of humbling to realize how small our timelines are compared to what's happening under our feet. The Earth moves at its own pace, and sometimes it gives us a wake-up call we'll never forget. If you found this fact as mind-blowing as I did, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more weird, wild, and wonderful science facts, and let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and any other wild nature stories you know. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time for another random fact that'll blow your mind. Stay curious, and remember, the world is full of surprises just waiting to erupt.